Hello and welcome to the Past Functional Skills video solutions for the AQA January 2020 Functional Skills English Level 2 reading paper. Before watching this video, make sure that you've read the 3 sources in the insert and that you've attempted to complete the paper yourself. Question 1. When were the prices at Cranbourne Cattery last changed? So here the question is asking us to use source A and identify when the prices were last changed. So if we have a quick look at the source, we can see that the prices are mentioned here and that the daily tariff from 1st of January 19 is mentioned. So even though the text doesn't say that the prices were last changed then, we can assume from the text that this is the updated tariff, that these prices are the current prices and that the last change was made on the 1st of January 2019. So the student has written the correct answer there. Make sure that you include the entire date, 1st of January 2019, not just January, not just 2019, not January 2019, it has to be the 1st. Question 2. You may use a dictionary for this question. Source A's title states, calling discerning cats. In this quotation, the word discerning means A. Curious, B. Spoiled, C. Choosy, or D. Confident. Write the correct letter in the box. So here we're being asked to use a dictionary and source A, and we're trying to find out what the word discerning means in the quotation, calling discerning cats. So if we have a look in the dictionary and go to the letter D, we can find discerning, which means showing good judgment or understanding. So it's about judging. Curious, does that mean judging? Well, curious means that you're interested in things, that you are trying to find out things. That doesn't really mean showing good kind of judgment. B. Spoiled. Well, spoiled means that you expect to be given things. It doesn't mean that you've got good judgment. Choosy. Choosy is definitely the correct answer because it suggests that you are judging, that you are choosing. So that out of these answers, choosy is the closest to discerning, and you could easily replace the word discerning in this quotation with choosy and keep the meaning the same. D. Confident. Well, no, discerning definitely doesn't mean confident. That's not to do with judging or choosing. So the correct answer is C. Question 3. The advertisement implies that A. Cranbourne Cattery is not able to supply blankets. B. Cats get fed up of their owners. C. Family businesses provide the best service. Or D. David and Sarah Simpson are rich. Write the correct letter in the box. So in this question, we're being asked to read the source, which is an advertisement, and we are looking for what it implies. So that is information that isn't explicitly stated in the source, but we can assume from the source. So let's look at the options. Option A, Cranbourne Cattery is not able to supply blankets. So we'll scan through the source and look for a mention of blankets. And here we see that you are welcome to bring favourite blankets. Now this doesn't state that there are no blankets in the Cattery. It's not suggested. It just says that you can bring them if you wish. So that's not the correct answer there. There might be blankets in the Cattery. B. Cats get fed up of their owners. Well, this rhetorical question here might suggest that the cats might be fed up of their owners if they need a holiday from them. However, this is just used sort of as a joke. The source isn't seriously suggesting that cats need holidays to get away from their owners. It's just a persuasive device. So the advertisement does not imply that cats get fed up of their owners. Option C, family businesses provide the best service. So let's look for any mention of family-run businesses. And we can see in the first paragraph here that we have been offering a top-class, superior and personalised service from our family-run business. So this suggests that their particular business is top class, that it's superior and personalised. This very persuasive triple used here, a rule of 3. So it definitely suggests that family-run businesses might provide the best service because it's using the example of one family business, and we can infer from that family businesses are superior. Option D, David and Sarah Simpson are rich. Let's look for mentions of David and Sarah. They're mentioned here. And it says David and Sarah have worked in various categories previously and have a wealth of knowledge and experience. So that word wealth here might suggest that they're rich, but it's a wealth of knowledge. It's not wealthy in terms of money. They just know a lot about, they've got a lot of experience in cat care. So that is incorrect. They are not rich, they're not wealthy, they just know a lot about caring for cats. So the answer here is C. Question 4. Using the information in source A, put a tick in the correct box to show whether each statement is true or false. So here we're going to use source A and we're going to read the information to determine whether the statements here are true or false, whether the information is correct or incorrect. So the first option, Cranbourne Cattery will collect your cat from anywhere for free. So we want to look for any mentions of cats being collected from anywhere for free. Now the source does mention that you can have a collection and delivery service and that is free of charge. However, it's not to anywhere, it's specifically to DE17 postcodes. So you can't have your cat collected from anywhere for free, only from a specific postcode area. So that's false. The second statement, David and Sarah Simpson have worked only in this category. Let's have a look. And it says that David and Sarah have worked in various categories previously. That means that they've worked in lots of different categories in the past. So that is false. No more than 3 cats can share the same pen. Let's find the section about cat pens. Here it is. And it says that the cat pens are licensed to accommodate up to 3 cats. So that is true. Up to 3 cats can be accommodated, so 1, 2 or 3 cats can share the pen, but no more than 3 cats. So that's true. And the last statement, cat owners will never be charged more than £38. Let's have a look, scan through the text for costs. We can see that the minimum charge is £38, and the minimum means that that's the lowest amount that they can pay. But if we have a look, we can see that if you've got 3 cats, it's £30 for a day. So if you had 3 cats and kept them for a couple of nights, 2 nights, then that would be £60, which is obviously bigger than 38. So cat owners can be charged more than £38, so this statement's false. Question 5. The writer of source A presents both facts and opinions. Identify 2 facts about the pens at Cranbourne Cattery. So we're finding 2 facts that are specifically about the pens at Cranbourne Cattery. And we're finding 2 opinions about the pens at Cranbourne Cattery. So not just 2 facts and 2 opinions, but specifically focusing on the pens. So if we scan the text for the mentions of pens, here is the paragraph on pens right there. So it says that the pens measure 2.1 metres by 1.8 metres. That is a fact because we cannot disagree with that. That is just a true fact. And if you measured it with a ruler, you would find that to be correct. And are licensed to accommodate up to 3 cats. That's a fact as well. They've got a license, they can get 3 cats in there. The double glazing and fly screen make our pens uniquely secure and comfortable. Now, it's a fact that the pens have double glazing and fly screens. However, the idea that the pens are uniquely secure and comfortable is an opinion. And the reason we know it's an opinion is because this adjective, this describing word, uniquely has been used, secure, another descriptive word, and comfortable descriptive as well. And because it's descriptive, we can disagree with it. We can say, well, no, the pens, they're not uniquely secure and comfortable. They're only slightly secure, or they're only slightly comfortable, and that they're not unique. So that's an example of an opinion. Let's have a look at what the student has written. Each cat pen can accommodate a maximum of 3 cats. So we know that to be true. Each one can accommodate 3 cats. So that is a fact. And the cat pens contain heated sleeping boxes. That's a fact too. That's not an opinion because we can't dispute it. We can't say, oh, there's no heated sleeping boxes in there, because if we looked in the pens, we would find those heated sleeping boxes. 2 opinions. Opinion 1, the cat version of a penthouse suite. So that's definitely opinion because we could disagree with it. We could say that, well, no, it's just a box. It's not at all like a penthouse suite. And opinion 2, the pens are uniquely secure and comfortable. Well, we've already discussed that one. That's definitely an opinion. So this student will get both marks. Question 6. Explain how the writer of source A uses words and language techniques to persuade cat owners to use the services of Cranbourne Cattery. You should provide examples from source A in your answer. So here we're being asked to explain. That's a key word there. And it's a 3-mark question, so we'll give quite a short explanation for this one. It doesn't have to be particularly long. And we're looking at source A, and we're looking at the words and language techniques that have been used. So keep your eye out for facts and opinions, similes, metaphors, rules of 3, that kind of thing, alliteration. To persuade cat owners to use the services. So we're looking for persuasive techniques in particular, persuasive words, phrases and techniques that have been used. And we want to provide some examples, so that means quotations. And the student's written that the writer uses persuasive adjectives such as spacious and uniquely secure to convince the reader that the cat pens are suitable for their cats, as they are large and will prevent cats from escaping. They also reassure the reader that Sarah and David have a wealth of knowledge and experience in cat care, so the reader knows that their cat will be properly taken care of by experts who have cared for cats in the past. The writer also uses direct address to create a friendly tone and make the reader feel as if they are being spoken to directly. Finally, the writer tries to convince the reader that their cattery is the best, using the exclamative phrase, "You won't find better cat accommodation anywhere." This presents the idea that the cattery is the very best in the world and aims to persuade owners that their cat should not stay anywhere else. So this is quite a long answer just to give you a few examples of what you could write down. Your answer doesn't have to be quite as long and detailed as this one. But why is it a good answer? So first of all, identification of words and language techniques. So they've identified that the writers use persuasive adjectives and some examples have been provided: spacious, uniquely secure. And then the key part, this explain part, explanation, to convince the reader that the cat pens are suitable for their cats. And they don't just stop there. That wouldn't fully explain how the quotations are being used to persuade the reader. They've added this little bit of explanation here, as they are large and will prevent the cats from escaping. So this sentence is very effective in showing how the words and language techniques are persuasive, how they are convincing the cat owners to take their cats to the cattery. They also reassure the reader that David and Sarah have a wealth of knowledge and experience. So another quotation there. So the reader knows their cat will be properly taken care of by experts who have cared for cats in the past. So that shows a really good understanding of the quotation. It shows that they know that they're knowledgeable, the cat will be properly taken care of because they're experts, expert knowledge, and they've cared for cats in the past. We know that because of the word experience there. And then the use of direct address to create a friendly tone. So there's a bit of explanation. The technique is direct address. The explanation is it creates a friendly tone and make the reader feel as if they are being spoken to directly. So that's just a bit more detail, a bit more explanation of how it makes the reader feel. And then convincing the reader that it's the best using an exclamative phrase. That's a language technique, an exclamative. And an exclamative is just any phrase that uses an exclamation mark at the end. You won't find better cat accommodation anywhere. Again, that is an example from source A. And then here's the explanation for this. This presents the idea that the Cattery is the very best in the world and aims to persuade owners. So here we've used words from the question to show the examiner that we are addressing the question. We know what we're talking about. That their cat should not stay anywhere else. So that would be a fantastic answer. It would gain more than 3 marks if there were more than 3 marks available. So if you've written anything like this, then well done. Question 7. You may use a dictionary for this question. Source B states a large number of cats, each with a dwindling territory size. In this quotation, the word dwindling means A large, B small, C shrinking, or D growing. Write the correct letter in the box. So here we're being asked to use a dictionary and we're being asked to look at this quotation from source B and find out what this word dwindling means. So in the dictionary it says that dwindling means becoming smaller, shrinking or wasting away. So from this we can see that shrinking is obviously the correct answer. That is included in the dictionary definition. It's not large, it's getting smaller. And it's not just small either, it's a process of getting smaller. This ing at the end shows that it's a verb, it's something that's happening. And it's definitely not growing, it's doing the opposite. So the correct answer for this question is C. Question 8. According to source B, A. Active cats are healthier and happier. B. Indoor cats do not get into fights. C. Microchipping stops cats from going missing. Or D. Cats in built-up areas should be kept indoors. Write the correct letter in the box. So we're looking at source B here and we're being asked to identify which of these 4 statements is correct. So if we have a look at the source, can we see that active cats are healthier and happier? So let's look for any mentions of cats being active. So we've got outdoor cats and they are stalking and catching prey. So that's an active activity, bit of exercise for them, and that releases endorphins or happy hormones. So this exercise, this hunting is making the cats happy. And it also says that the cats are healthier because if they can exercise outside, then they are less likely to become obese and suffer from health problems. So they're a lot healthier and happier when they're outside hunting and running and climbing. So that means that A is the correct answer. Let's look at the other options. B, indoor cats do not get into fights. Well, the source does mention that there is fighting with other cats outdoors, but it doesn't say that indoor cats don't experience this fighting as well. Someone could have two cats that fight with each other. So that is incorrect. C, microchipping stops cats from going missing. Well, we can see that microchipping helps you to reunite with your cat if it goes missing, but it can't stop the cat from going missing in the first place. So that's incorrect. And finally, D, cats in built-up areas should be kept indoors. Well, cats in built-up areas are mentioned, but it doesn't say that they should be kept indoors. It says ideally all cats would be allowed outdoors. So that's incorrect as well, and the correct answer is A. Question 9. Using the information in source B, put a tick in the correct box to show whether each statement is true or false. So here we want to read source B and decide whether the statements are true, correct, or false, incorrect based on the source. So the first one, cats hunt because they are hungry. Let's look for mentions of hunting. It says here that hunting behaviour is not influenced by hunger. So the cats are not hunting because they're hungry, they're just hunting because they want to. Well-fed cats will still want to hunt. So that's false. Cats don't hunt because they're hungry. The second statement, cats can suffer from stress. Well, we can see that that is true because when cats are outside, it reduces stress. Now, this suggests to us that they do experience stress. If their stress can be reduced, then they do have a capacity for stress. So that is true. The third statement, cats can pick up fleas from other cats. We can see that yes, they can pick up parasites such as fleas through contact with other cats. So that's true. And finally, outdoor cats will not become overweight. Well, it does say that active cats are much less likely to become obese, but it doesn't say anywhere that the cats will not become overweight, so that is false. Question 10. Source B looks at reasons why cats should go outside. List 3 ways in which cats benefit from going outdoors. So here we want to look at the source and see the benefits, the positives that cats get from going outdoors, and we want to find 3 of these. So if we have a look, we can see that going outdoors gives them mental stimulation and can reduce stress. So there's two potential options that you could pick there. Outdoor cats can express their natural behaviour, that's another benefit, like scratching and spraying. And the cats can help to keep unwanted rodents at bay. Now, that answer is incorrect. You can't say that the cats want to help keep the unwanted rodents at bay because the question is focusing on the cats, how the cats benefit from going outdoors, not how their owners benefit. Stalking and catching prey releases endorphins, happy hormones, in the cat's brain. So it can make them happy. That's a potentially good answer. And it also says that outdoor cats, they can exercise more, and this stops them from becoming obese and having health problems, which is a benefit for the cat. So here the student's written that the benefits include going outdoors allows cats to explore, and this is a natural tendency for them. So that's correct. Going outside makes it less likely that the cats will put on weight, so they'll be healthier. Yep, healthier, less obese cats. Cats are less stressed when they go outside. Well, that is one of the answers that we saw. So those are 3 very good answers about the cats benefiting from going outdoors. Question 11. Source B looks at arguments against cats going outside. List 3 risks that cats face when outdoors. So we're looking for the negatives this time. So if we have a quick look for the negatives of going outside, we can see that these subheadings are going to help us out here. Injuries and loss. So many cats are injured or killed on the road each year. That's obviously not very good for them. So that is a negative. Often these cats are young, under a year old. Well, that's not very relevant to us. We're looking at cats in general, not specific ages of cats. Cats can contract infectious diseases. That's definitely a problem for them. Through contact and fighting with other cats, that might be another option, that they fight. That can't be good for them. And also picking up parasites such as fleas, ticks and worms. That's another negative there. Other negatives, cats can go missing. They can become lost or trapped in a garden shed or garage. So there's lots of potential options that you could put down here. So cats may be injured or killed on roads if a vehicle hits them. We saw that, yes, they can be killed on roads. Cats can contract infectious diseases. They definitely can. We can see that in the source. And cats might go missing. They might get lost if they're outside. So 3 marks for both questions here because the student has read the source really carefully, read the questions carefully, and identified the risks and the benefits for cats going outdoors. Question 12. You may use a dictionary for this question. Source C states, troubled by cats encroaching on their gardens. In this quotation, the words encroaching on mean A. Inspecting, B. Intruding, C. Damaging, D. Exploring. Write the correct letter in the box. So for this question, we're being asked to use a dictionary and find the meaning of these words here, encroaching on, in this quotation. So the quotation can help us out a little bit here. And we can see that they're being troubled by these cats encroaching, so it's a negative thing. And if we have a look in the dictionary, we can see that encroaching means to advance beyond established limits or trespass on the property or rights of another, especially by gradual advances. Now, that's just a fancy way, essentially, of saying that the cats are intruding. They are going somewhere where they're not supposed to be. They are going onto property where they are not welcome. So, intruding is the correct answer here. It's not inspecting, that means investigating, trying to sort of sniff around and find things out. Damaging, that would be causing damage to property, being destructive. Exploring, well, that would just mean having a little look around, sort of scoping out the area. So encroaching, the best word that could replace encroaching in this sentence is intruding, and the correct answer is B. Question 13. From reading source C, list 3 actions Mrs. Barclay would like the law to take against irresponsible cat owners. So we want to find in source 3 actions that she would like the law to take against these irresponsible cat owners. So we're focusing on the law and cat owners, and she wants actions to be taken against them. So if we have a quick scan through the text, she says that the owner should be held responsible for damage that the cats are doing to other people's property. She says that she asks why the owner isn't fined when their cat uses someone else's garden as its toilet. So she's saying here that cat owners should be fined for cats messing in people's gardens. And then she says that she wants compensation. She says, who's going to compensate me for all of the vegetables that cats are destroying in her garden? So compensation for vegetables being dug up. And then she says that she had to take time off work due to a bad asthma attack, which was probably caused by a cat. And she asks here, who's going to make up my lost earnings? Now here she's suggesting that cat owners should be paying her, paying people who need to take time off work due to illnesses that are caused by cats. And then finally, she mentions the law explicitly here, and she says that she wants to shift the responsibility for cats onto the people who choose to keep them as pets, so the cat owners. So here the student's written that she wants to fine cat owners for any damage that cats do to other people's property. So we can see in the source that that's correct. She wants to change the law to compensate vegetable growers if a cat causes damage to vegetable plants. And she wants cat owners to compensate people who need to take time off work due to illness caused by cats. Question 14. Compare source A and source C in terms of what they say and how the material is conveyed. You may wish to refer to the level of detail, presentation and language, formality, possible bias, and how the writers come across. So here we want to focus on source A and source C. Make sure that you are using the right sources here. Do not write about source B. And we want to find out what they say and how they are conveying what they say, how the material is conveyed. And we've got some suggestions here that we can refer to the level of detail in the text, the presentation of it, the language use. So we want to be looking for any organisational features and any language techniques like similes, rhetorical questions, all sorts of different things. We can look at formality. Is it formal or informal? Bias. So is the author biased towards one argument or another? And generally how the writers come across. So what kind of tone, what kind of style they're adopting. So the student says that source A is an advertisement that seeks to persuade the reader to take their cat to Cranbourne Cattery, while source C is a letter to Parliament requesting changes to bylaws referring to cats. Although they address different topics, both texts have a persuasive purpose, so both use persuasive textual devices such as rhetorical questions. For example, source A asks, "Do you need a holiday from your owners?" humorously addressing cats rather than the reader in order to create a light-hearted tone. The writer of source C asks the more serious and demanding rhetorical question, "Who is going to make up my lost earnings?" to convince Parliament that she deserves to be compensated and the law needs to change. Source A is less formal than source C. While source C uses the formal address "Dear Mr. Harris" and the formal sign-off "Yours faithfully," source A uses informal textual devices such as the contraction "won't" and colloquial phrases like "check out." This is because source C is written for a formal audience, Parliament, while source A is written for a less formal audience, cat owners. Both of the sources are detailed. Source A includes a range of details such as cat pen sizes and a range of features that would convince cat owners to choose the Cattery. Source C includes details of several personal experiences in order to convince Parliament that there are currently many problems with cats causing damage, so the law needs to be changed. Okay, so there's quite a lot in this answer. It's quite a detailed answer, and it would definitely get full marks. It is directly comparing source A with source C, using these terms like whilst and both. The students identified what kind of sources they are, so they've identified the text type here, an advertisement, and the purpose, so persuading. And then they've identified the text type of source C, a letter, and they've mentioned the audience here, Parliament, and then the purpose as well, requesting changes to bylaws referring to cats. So they've definitely covered what the sources say. They've said that source A persuades the reader to take their cat to Cranbourne Cattery, and source C requests changes to bylaws. Okay, so then the comparison is really coming in here, saying both texts are persuasive, both use persuasive textual devices. So here we're moving on to how the material is conveyed, the textual devices here. And they've mentioned rhetorical questions. And then here they've given an example from each of the sources of a rhetorical question and they've addressed the effect on the reader, so how it's made the reader think or feel. So creating a light-hearted tone, being humorous, and then being more serious and demanding in contrast in source C. And then talking about formality here, some examples from the text have been given of formal vocabulary and also informal vocabulary, colloquial phrases. And then they've given a little bit of an explanation there as to why these sources are different. And then finally talking about details and explaining why they are used. So a range of features to convince cat owners to choose a Cattery, and then using personal experiences to convince Parliament. So that's a really good comparison, because in every single paragraph they've mentioned both sources and they've used relevant evidence and textual devices to explore comparisons between the texts.